The Taliban said that staying past the 31st was going to provoke a reaction. And then President Biden decides, okay, we won't stay. Do they have the same kind of influence over military planning as the commander-in-chief?
Well, first of all, Peter, the Taliban's deadline was May 1st, struck in a deal with the prior administration. The president's timeline was August 31st. That's the timeline he set in a period of time he needed in order to operationalize our departure from Afghanistan. I'd also note that, as I said, as we conveyed in the statement, that our objective and our focus and the focus of the commander-in-chief is always going to be on the safety and security of the men and women who are serving our country in the military. And that has to be a factor here, and that certainly is a factor for him as he thinks about the timeline.
There are Taliban fighters right now carrying American weapons. They're wearing American fatigues, the full kit of gear. How is that advancing America's national security interests?
Well, Peter, I think my colleague Jake Sullivan spoke to a version of this last week. But let me reiterate some of what he said. When the president made this decision to bring our men and women home from Afghanistan who were serving, he knew he made that decision not lightly. He made the decision with a clear assessment from his national security team about what the impacts could be. We have taken steps over the past few months to retrograde materials, to bring materials home, to make them not available to the Taliban. We have taken those steps from our military. But our choices at hand, the president's choices at hand, were either to equip the Afghan National Security Forces with the materials and the equipment and the weapons they needed to fight, or not. He made the decision to equip them with the weapons to fight. And we will continue to take steps to retrograde our materials and equipment.
It shows the Taliban seizing an American Black Hawk chopper from the Afghan armed forces at Kandahar airport.
Most of the time we don't rely on all of this, we just rely on Allah. But it does help us a lot, and it's given us a lot of new weapons we can use in battle. Of course we want peace. All people want peace here, but the government doesn't want peace with us.
The A-29 Super Tucano from the Mazar-e Sharif airport.
Grab an AK if I want.
Another video shows American arms and ammunition lying unattended at the Kabul airport.
Abandoned weapons. And PPE. And there's no guards at all.
Many of these boxes supplied by the Americans hadn't even been opened before the Taliban got hold of them.
RPG.
Whoa.
It has now been reported that 600,000 assault rifles, 2,000 armored vehicles, 40 aircraft Black Hawks may have been seized by the Taliban. These are stunning numbers, disturbing numbers.
From this base alone, the Taliban say they seized about 900 guns, 30 Humvees, and 20 army pickup trucks.
It's a whole pile of destroyed vehicles, military vehicles there, and a huge area that they've managed to take over. The Taliban will see this and view this as a substantial victory.